But the show I watched was called Holy Moly.
I saw an ad for this, and I saw it, and I was like, thank God we're not even trying to get into that business.
They're broadcasting mini golf. You know, like the thing you do at kids' parties. Mini golf on national television, and it's a cross between mini golf and the show Wipeout, where they do like obstacle courses. But it's a bad version
crossing cancer with AIDS.
I used to like Wipeout when I was 12.
Wipeout was the only thing that was good. But it was good for like 3 minutes, and you were like, they're not really hurt, whatever.
Yeah. And the stupid part of, okay, there was a few, I'll just go through some highlight moments of the show.
Yeah.
My favorite moment was about halfway through the episode.
Yeah.
Also, actually, I got to explain more about it. So it's Rob Riggle and Matt Shervington
who
are
we
the
all know and
hosts.
love.
Rob Riggle is that Hollywood guy that plays the funny bad guy in every film.
Because he's not ugly, but he's not like aggressively handsome, so he can't be an action lead. And he's not like angular enough to be a serious villain.
Yeah.
So he's like a handsome guy that God downgraded to like a hard 7.
Yeah.
Which means you play the bad guy in a comedy film.
And by the way, I'm actually a massive Rob Riggle fan. I think he's funny.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah,
but he's funny because he has that hard 7 head.
Yeah, I think he was actually quite good. And then the other guy, Matt Shervington, I go to Meg, who I'm watching it with, Meg, and I go, do you know who that is? Because I just wanted to see if a normal person knew who that is.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, like, is he a footy player? And I was like, that's a reasonable...
He kind of looks like a footy player, yeah.
And I go, no, I only know who he is. Because I used to, like, do athletics and run at meets that he was running at. And he was the fastest man in Australia for a brief period of time there where I was quite young.
Yeah, which is like being the best white kid in the world at math.
Yeah.
Like, cool, bro.
Cool, man.
Check out Korea.
Yeah, have you been to the Olympics? They're not all white.
No, the fastest Australian in the world, which means the guy who comes 8th.
Not even.
He's not black.
8th at the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
With all the white people.
The guy who might have a chance at the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth Games is just like, we don't really let black guys run because...
I think Jamaica are in the Commonwealth Games. Aren't they?
They part of the Commonwealth?
No?
I'm not sure if they are.
Do Usain Bolt and...
No, then they wouldn't be part of the Commonwealth.
Does he run at the Commonwealth?
I don't think so.
No, maybe not.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Really testing our geography knowledge there. And geography and sport, 2 of the weakest areas of knowledge in
On the
everyone
show,
here.
I would say. Anyway, so those are the 2 hosts. It's a strange choice. Surely like a Grant Denyer or even like...
Fuck, imagine
even
being...
that bloke with the glasses from Studio 10. Like, we'll get that bloke on there, you know?
He would be a better fit. He looks like a freak.
Yeah.
The show's weird.
And he looks like he'd unironically enjoy commentating mini golf.
Yeah. Like, he obviously has no substance to him. He's like, oh, what do you enjoy? I've got funny glasses. Okay, cool. So, like, what do you do in your spare time? Look, they're pink today. All right, cool. Have you considered, anything else? You go, I just bought some blue ones. You're like, fuck, you're boring.
People don't even know who the fuck we're talking about.
Guys like that piss me off because they're just a shell to be filled by corporate overlords of like, hey man, today you like mini golf. He goes, and I've got red glasses. Yeah, cool. You're annoying. You're insufferable. Every time I see that cunt on TV.
I bet this guy doesn't even change the color of his glasses ever.
Someone else changes it. Like that guy was so boring that the fucking makeup lady put glasses on him and he was like, now I have a personality. No, you don't.
I bet this guy, I bet you don't even know who I'm talking about.
I've seen many pictures of him, and every time I see him, he's wearing a different pair of glasses, and I look at him and I can just tell who he is on the inside, and it makes me mad.
I feel like this guy hurt you in some way.
Oh, I feel like that I've now hurt him.
Yeah,
so we're
I think
even.
so.
Yeah.
And Sonia Kruger's obviously just hosting it because Big Brother got cancelled.
Yeah,
sure.
She's like the woman that hosts.
Anyway, so... there's a hole called Uranus. They make dude, they go ham on the Uranus jokes.
That's the demographic.
I was also laughing. Yeah. They were like, it was kind of shit like
bumhole.
Really, that's legit what 15 minutes of the show was. The guy would putt it and Rob Riggle was like, and it's gone straight up Uranus. And then Matt Shervington's like,
God damn.
And I'm also watching it going,
could you imagine being Rod Riggle?
Dude,
how much do you reckon he got?
That's what I was saying. Well, he opens the show and he goes, hello, Australia. I'm about to commentate mini golf because Channel 7 paid me a lot of money. That's how the show opens. Right. It's very self-aware that it's a bit shit.
Yes.
And it's good. It's actually almost good.
Yeah.
And the best bit of the show, the highlight for me, you guys are going to have to cast your minds back to early days Australian Idol.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Ian Dixon, Dicko?
Yeah, he was the mean guy, wasn't he? Wasn't
think
that his
so.
role? He was always too mean, and then the other guys go, come on, Dicko.
Before Kyle Sandilands was on
I think
it.
he was the mean guy.
Was Kyle Sandilands on Idol? Yeah.
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 Was he
Keelan
before?
would
Was
know.
he pre-Kyle?
No, he was after. He was pre-Kyle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was the original cast member.
Anyway, so he... it's a bit awkward because he pops... There's a guy on the screen, an really old, dreary, droopy-looking man. Pops up on the screen.
He was the guy on Australian Idol that was old, but a young-looking old. He had grey hair, but he looked young.
Yeah.
And then I believe, from my memory of when I used to watch TV, he left Australian Idol probably thinking he was going to do more.
Well,
Because otherwise, why would you leave Australian Idol? Big show. You would only leave it when you have enough money and enough status to be like, man, the next thing I do is going to be fucking huge. And then we never saw him again. And now...
Well, here's the thing. So this old droopy-looking guy pops up on my screen dressed as Captain Feathersword on a mini golf hole that's pirate-themed.
Fuck, he's one day away from putting on some funny glasses.
I didn't recognize him, so I go to Meg. And Meg and I are making these jokes. We're filming a video, and we're going like, "Oh," Meg goes, "Oh, where did they find this guy at the old person's home?" Like we're zinging, and like, "Oh man, this is like," I feel like this guy was just on the street, and they dragged him in, and he's front on. We don't recognize him. He's got the eye patch
Can you
on.
send me a photo of him so I can have a look?
Dude, he's got the eye patch on and stuff. Like,
he's wearing the eye patch.
Yeah, so I don't really recognize him. Then Sonia Kruger goes, "We're joined by Dicko from Australian Idol," and I just go, "Oh fuck!" Like,
Yeah.
and then
Got to feel bad for the guy.
to his credit, he's literally down the barrel of the camera. Goes, "My television career did not pan out how I thought it would, and now I'm here dressed as a pirate."
Wow.
And it was
Was he smiling like as a joke?
And he was like, and he goes, "I got told this was a hosting role." He looks at Sonia and goes, "But it's not." And I know, like, it obviously was a bit. Like, they were doing that as a bit for the show.
But it wasn't a bit, was it?
It was like this, like, self-aware, my career's not going well bit. But his mouth said, "I'm smiling." His eyes said,
"Oh my God.
I should have never quit Idol."
I've just looked at him in the outfit. Yeah. Look at
I
this
think it's
photo.
actually the Captain Feathersword real costume.
It looks
They
like
definitely
it.
just have one in the closet at the TV station.
It does look like it, hey. Look at his face. Can you just, on Keelan, zoom in for the video listeners on his face? He is so unimpressed.
Mate.
That's the expression of a man who's smiling because he's being told to.
So his role on the show was, he wasn't there hosting it. His role was he had to chip each contestant's ball over. The first one, who got the advantage, he was wearing one eye patch. And then the second contestant, who was like losing the hole, they got punished. So Dicko gets two pirate eye patches put in his face and has to blind chip the ball over the water.
Yeah.
And all around the country, mums and dads are going like, "Now this is entertainment." And this is the kicker.
Yeah.
How do you reckon it rated on the airing episode? It was also up against Married at First Sight reunion first episode back.
Okay, Married at First Sight surely beats it or comes close. But what else is on? So News obviously smashes because it's news. Mini golf show, Married at First Sight is on, and that's all that I know is on.
It won the ratings by 44%.
What?
It smashed Married at First Sight.
That's crazy.
And I think it might have a bit to do with like Perth's lockdown.
Yeah.
Because I think Meg and I looked it up. It was 124,000 people in Perth tuned in. There's not a lot to do with Perth, is there?
Wow.
That doesn't say much for the city.
That's terrible. That's like good on the mini golf show, but that's a real like warning sign for every other show.
You know what it was
Who
like?
did we lose to? Oh, Ian Dicko.
It was kind of like watching a Sidemen video, like that level of production. We're here at a mini golf course, and today we're all having a bit of fun and having some friendly competition. And then at the end, and you watch 20 minutes of it, and you go, "That was all right." And then you move on. It was like YouTube quality. That's what TV's doing now.
That's what is really cool about YouTube is they've kind of figured out. It's like the only thing that YouTube was really missing, like around now a couple of years ago, was game shows. And then YouTube channels got to a point where they had enough money and they started making group shows, and they just rack the format.
Yeah.
And do it better because they can say cunt.
Yeah.
And then they go, this was brought
Well, you
to you
can't
by
actually. Now we're going to get
ExpressVPN.
demonetized for that.
Sorry
Damn
about that,
it.
guys. Sorry.
There's $25 down the drain. Look
Mate,
like...
don't worry. We'll make that on Dogecoin.
Yeah, we'll get that back in Doge. Ruben's got his hand up.
Hi, I just have a quick interjection about Ian Dixon.
Yeah.
His full name is Ian Ross Perrygrove, which means he changed his name
To Dicko.
Oh man, that's like that. So that really points out how little television has evolved, because he changed his name to Dicko, what, 10, 15 years ago for
Yeah.
Australian Idol, and then now they've just named a whole Uranus.
Yeah.
They're still doing that.
We've evolved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hasn't fucking budged. That's great.
That's awesome. They're going to start calling just like, oh, here with fucking Rob Riggle and Matt Ballsack or whatever.
Got him. Man,
It's
not good.
I don't know. It was all right. And the annoying part was actually they just got pro golfers on, like a bunch of pro golfers.
What do you win? What's the point?
So
of the
it's
show?
like it's a real like there's $100,000 on the line, but
Jeez,
at the end,
prices are getting small.
no, but at the end of the 8 episodes, so you got to get the winner of each episode then makes the grand final at the very end. So it's not like they win anything. It's very humiliating. They get knocked into water. So it's like
Oh, so you can
it's
get
obstacle
knocked into
course in between the mini golf. So it's mini golf
Right.
through a windmill,
Yeah.
and then the person also has to go through the windmill, and they can get bumped off. And
That's
stuff.
kind of funny for one
It
episode.
was funny for the first time the girl got bumped off. I laughed, and then the third and fourth and fifth time, I was like,
That's enough.
"That's heaps."
That's heaps.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is
that's
heaps.
a plenty.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's it's literally a Sidemen video where
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what all these YouTubers have worked out is these game shows are brilliant for episode 1. They do one, and then they go, all right, now we're gonna rack fucking QI's format or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
And
IQ.
I don't want to spoil the ending, guys,
QAnon.
but who would have thought a professional golfer beat a real estate agent from Brisbane in a
Yeah.
putting competition?
That's
What the
crazy.
fuck?
That's crazy.
Why even put regular people in there with them with pro golfers?
Yeah, that's a bit rude.
And they were trying to play off this one guy. He's like, they make
That's
him.
like putting an Australian runner in the Olympics. No chance.
Who would do that? It was like when they were. There was this guy from the bush. He was from Bustleton in Perth. And he's like, I'm a farmer, and he had the farmer's hat on.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm just a simple farmer going on to have a putt on the telly.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, and also I was a professional golfer for 20 years.
Oh.
And I've played PGA tours with Tiger Woods. But they really played up
Farmer.
that he was a farmer. Like, will
Yeah.
the farmer beat the golfer? And I'm like, they're both golfers.
Yeah. Because it is hard. Like mini golf is kind of difficult.
Yeah.
It's
There's a lot of luck in it.
Yeah, it's a lot of luck. But like if you need good TV, you
Yeah.
need someone who can golf.
There's one obstacle where they were just climbing a wall that was just full of lube. They're just running out of ideas.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of furries, people in fucking furry costumes, to put lube, to lube up this thing. It was weird, dude.
Yeah, that is strange. It's like
Anyway,
they
I've
had,
talked about it for too long, but it was
they
fucking
had
weird.
50 grand to build sets, and then they just used costumes and extra lube left over from Wipeout.
Literally.
Yeah, it's like, what do we have left over from Wipeout? You got a bunch of lube? Oh, yeah? All right. We'll do that, and then we'll sell it to Pornhub.
Yep. It was awesome. I had a mad wank after.
Man, I have...